All right. Let's see what happens here. Should be able to hear me now. But, yeah, I have to reset all this stuff. I didn't want to have 3.5 minutes of, oh, man, echo. I don't want to have 3 minutes of silence before this thing. So, um, let's see what happens here. It's going to sound like crap, but that's pretty fucking normal. This thing, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear, because I'm trying something a little new here. I'm just trying to organize. I figured it'd sound a little better if I ran through the actual computer, and apparently that ain't happening. So, well, let's see if you guys can hear this. I have no idea if you can hear through the window here. So I believe this is kind of where we're at. Let's see if I get an echo. All right, so you hearing that? You hearing the video or no? I was curious. Let's see what we got here. So that was, oh, no video sound? Okay. That's fine. We don't need to hear that sweet British voice this guy's got. But yeah, once again, exciting fit report stuff, man. Oh, yeah. That's why I quit the last time, man. I hate this fit report. I hate going through this crap. Half this crap makes absolutely zero sense. So we're coming off of this. I think I talked about this last time. As far as this stuff goes, this crazy crap. I don't know why this guy went and parked in the valet, didn't have any bags taken up, or what that was about. Yeah, not really sure what that was about, but here we are. He brought a couple bags in when he parked in the valet, but he didn't have a bellhop bring any bags up. So it's interesting. One thing I find interesting that I was talking with people about over the last few days is, okay, so let me see if I can collect my thoughts here. But some interesting stuff. Where was it? So, where are we? All right, so on the 28th, this is 28th. Yeah, it's 28th. On the 28th, this dude went to Mesquite, bought a rifle, went to the Mesquite landfill, and did a little bit of shooting at the Mesquite landfill. And to me that's a little interesting because what do you bring back with him? From this right here, you would think, I would think that this guy was out there, testing out his bump stocks, getting his shooting ready, stuff like that. But it looks like he took the guns home, right? So he's going to clean them, stuff like that. But when he got to Mandalay Bay, he only had, it says 2 rolling suitcases. Now, we can go back on the footage a little bit, I guess, and see what was happening on the 28th as far as the footage goes. So he went to the gun store. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if you'd see him carrying in a little bit more. This is supposed to be the 28th, but we don't have. Okay. So on this, they're saying that he used a bellhop and he brought some stuff up. So I guess we could say that the report is actually not the accurate one at this point, but we don't have a timeline on that right there. We absolutely don't have a timeline on that, right? And then we go into the 29th. Yeah, what's that about? What is that about? What is going on there? But according to this, all he did was, went to the valet and entered the Mandalay Bay with 2 rolling suitcases and a laptop bag. Are they getting this day mixed up with what, the 30th, I believe? Was it 30th? He came in with just the 2 bags. Yeah, 2 rolling suitcases. That's parking garage though. No, 4 suitcases. 4 suitcases. And up here we only have 2. So interesting thing, right? This guy went to Mesquite. This guy bought a gun in Mesquite and went and did some shooting. And according to this report, he only showed back up with 2 suitcases. Ain't gonna fit much of those 2 suitcases, especially not the rolling ones that he's he's carrying up himself, man. He ain't doing no heavy lifting here. So I mean, who's telling the truth here? What are we looking at? We looking at the footage being accurate, this crap being accurate, or are we looking at the fit report being accurate? Because again, we see him, and I believe that is what they're using as far as their personal narrative for this video. They're using this footage right here. This footage right here does not have a timestamp on it. I like how they got a bunch of thumbs up for this. So this footage does not have a timestamp on it, but we do see him get out and use a valet. And of course, like I said, they're using this in the framing of this video footage as this being the 28th. So, and of course, there's nothing. So interesting stuff. What did he bring back with him on the 28th? What did he bring back on the 28th? Because according to this right here, all he brought back, after buying this gun, shooting the gun, all he showed back up with his 2 rolling suitcases and a laptop bag. All right. So he didn't bring the gun back with him. He didn't bring any guns back with him. Most likely that was ammunition and stuff. So, again, this is something that just came up in the last couple of days. I was talking to somebody offline about this, and that's interesting. It's interesting. Doesn't make a lot of sense, right? That does not make a lot of sense. But then again, this is the 28th, right? This is the day he supposedly checked in, right? This was the original timeline, was when he checked in on this date. So what the hell is going on here? What's going on with this report? If Miss Loomer did not, go up there and challenge the sheriff and end up changing this timeline, well, what would this look like? All this stuff before this would probably not be here. We'd have no styrofoam ball and fake flowers. We'd end up with the 28th and on, which from this doesn't really look like much. But anyway, I just want to go back and talk about that a little bit. I think she wouldn't have what? What are you talking about? Oh, you wish she wouldn't have. Oh, I'm sorry. Read that wrong. So yeah, to me that's interesting. That's a little bizarre. And like I said, if he went out to shoot guns out in the landfill, and watching, let me see if I can roll up some, because I've been in a little bit of a heated argument with people over certain things here, as far as how many rounds could be fired out of a bump stock. And let me see if I can find the one I was looking at. All right, so this would be it. Because someone was arguing with me that you cannot fire a bump stock at that fast, with yeah, I think a lot of that stuff came off 4chan, to be honest with you. A lot of the stuff that she was talking about came off 4chan, it looked like. course, at the time I was kind of out of the loop, so you know. But anyway, so I got a video of a dude, and let me see if I could. Oh wait, you know what? That is actually playing. Let me see if I can get this with sound on though. I want to put this with sound on. Oh great, now it didn't come up. Because you know, I was getting some blowback about the bump stock not being able to fire at the rate of fire that that was. And now I'm not finding it. Why am I not finding it? What is this video called? How fast can a bump stock really shoot? Okay. So let me see if I can find this thing. So like StreamYard's a great program. It's really good, but man, it's got some problems. It's got some issues. All right, so it's a 5-minute video. I'm gonna try to skip around a little bit on this thing. Let me take this off screen. Let me remove this, and let's put up the other one here, so we can get sound on it. I want to get sound on this thing. You can't put sound if, at least I haven't figured out how to put sound if you're actually doing a. Wait, is that the same one? That's the same one, isn't it? No. Yeah, that's not the one I want. I want this right here. Actually, that did work. I think that worked, but for some reason, this thing's just, it's screwy. Share audio. Okay, here we go. All right. So just to get this out of the way, because I do like sharing things that are argued with me.
On rifles, which got me thinking, can a actually simulate a fully automatic rate of fire, and can it shoot as fast as access to a fully automatic rifle is in a gun range where the gun range has the proper licensing and everything like that to be able to have those. Right. Any citizen can't just go into a gun store and buy a fully automatic rifle, but they can buy a bunch of different semi-automatic guns. You can buy semi-automatic handguns. While a gun similar to this one.
Yeah, I'm just not really interested in a lot of the dialogue here. But this guy seems like he's fairly new at firing these things. I mean, he admits, I think he says somewhere in this that he's never really fired one of these before. It's kind of new to him.
I'm not a gun expert by any means. I have been shooting them for a while just as a hobby, but I feel like I know enough to be able to test this out and see how it compares.
All right, so test
40 round magazine loaded in. We're going to charge it. Safety's off. We're ready to go. Wow, that was crazy. Now let's go back and figure out how fast this AR-15 went through that 40 round mag. One thing I definitely wanted to point out.
All right, so 36 rounds in almost 3 seconds, right? So he's firing over, over 600 rounds a minute at this point? I don't know. I don't want to do the exact math on it. But
now is with a fully automatic.
He'll do another round here. Let's see. Let's get away from the, because I'm not really interested in guns. I really don't care. But here we go.
Handle's charged. We're ready to go. So the reason why it's hard to empty a full magazine at one time is because of the way that the bump stock functions. So you have to rest your finger inside the trigger guard, and that allows for the rifle to move in and out of the bump stock. And then just the fact that it's bumping up against my finger as it rests inside the trigger guard, that's what simulates the fully automatic rate of fire. But the part that's difficult is you have to have your finger just right inside the trigger guard for it to fully simulate the fully automatic rate of fire. I mean, you could see how difficult it was for me to get everything right so that bump stock would simulate the fully automatic rate of fire. And for that reason alone, that's exactly why it's not as efficient as a fully automatic gun. So we're going to fill the magazine up one more time, see if we can get it to go the entire mag. Once I got a few consistent rounds of firing in, I projected that over the course of a minute, and I was able to find that theoretically, I could push out between 750 and about 850 rounds per minute with the bump stock on. But that's also assuming that nothing went wrong with the bump stock, it functioned as it was supposed to, and I never had to reload. So while theoretically the firing rate of a semi-automatic rifle could keep pace with the firing.
All right. So that's the reason I played this. There's a little bit of a argument going on there that somebody sent me a link to a video of a guy saying that some of the rounds, the volleys that Paddock was firing was about 600 rounds a minute, and they were trying to tell me that it's not possible for that to be a thing. And we got an amateur here doing this, and he's able to pump out some pretty good ammunition there. So yeah, I think that's false, man. I think that's been kind of debunked. So the thing is that I wanted to talk about on this, man, is this guy had some issues, right? This guy had some issues trying to get his rhythm going on this gun. And Paddock was able to pretty much keep his rhythm for the most part. He fired a couple of single shots in the beginning, which could have been him testing it out, whatever. So I would think okay, so what this was a video, and I'm not trying to bash the dude, so if the dude watches this, but I don't think this dude watches any of this stuff. I think the dude just watched one video of mine and was commenting like crazy. So we kind of had it back and forth for a few days there. And so I'll say to bash the person if he does see this, but this is what I was showing him, and I thought it was an interesting argument when he brought it up. So what was going on with that was basically there was a video that was put out in the very, very early days, man. It's a 3-year-old video. The person who put that video out was I guess at the event, was actually physically at the event. So there's that. But the person was going into some video editing stuff, and he was showing the rounds that were fired, and he was counting the rounds that were fired, which is good work, man. I'm glad the guy was doing that. But he took a 1 second period and counted the rounds that were fired in that 1 second period, and was 10 rounds or whatever, and then saying, well, that equals out to 600 rounds a minute. He took a second. He took 1 second and found 10 rounds in that 1 second fired. And then and it was legit. It sounded like his work was actually legit, because he did not seem like he was taking an area of the sound wave that had sonic cracks in it. Right? He was taking some of the footage that was, I believe, the footage he was using was from the underneath the bleachers. And since he was using the footage from underneath the bleachers, the sonic cracks weren't going by the bleachers at all fucking times in the video. So he was taking a chunk that was legit. It was muzzle blast, obviously. So takes some sound from the muzzle blast. He does a little bit of math, which seemed accurate, and figured out that this guy was firing around 600 rounds a minute at his rhythm. Right. So, that's why I wanted to show this, that, yeah, you can fire 600 rounds a minute. This amateur is doing it. And, I'm guessing at some point Paddock was no longer considered an amateur as far as this stuff goes. I don't think he's a professional, but nevertheless, I don't think he was an amateur either. So, the reason I was doing that is because I kind of wanted to go back to, let's see, window. Yeah, you cannot. do the sound on that, so that's fine. The reason I want to go back on that is because on 28th he went over to the Mesquite landfill. Just to fill in the blanks a little bit here, he went to Mesquite landfill, and it's always been assumed that while he was at this Mesquite landfill that he fired the 308 that he just bought, which is probably true. I mean, he probably did fire that a little bit. When he made this purchase, it doesn't say anything about him buying anything else. Doesn't talk about ammunition. Doesn't talk about him buying the exploding targets, which I think was something that is speculated. Now I don't know the gun store owner. I don't know if the gun store owner said anything in any of the interviews. There's a bunch of them out there, so I didn't watch all of them. About anything else that he purchased while he was at that gun store. I don't know. But I would think, what I would expect to be happening here is I would expect him to be taking more than just this bolt action rifle. I would expect him to actually be out here, because otherwise we're assuming, as far as this report goes, and this report is kind of trash. It is a dumpster fire, but we're assuming by this report that this is the only time this guy ever fired those guns throughout the week period that we got here. So so this guy would be, I guess, a little rusty, right? I would think. So this would be his day to practice what he's about to do. Again, the problem with this stupid report is that we got 2 rolling suitcases and a laptop bag. But then, if we want to believe, what's going on in the video of, oh man, I got rid of that video, Paddock in the Mandalay Bay. If we want to believe that video of this nonsense, we're looking at, if I can find it again. Yeah. So Ogden, Mesquite, I believe this was the day of the 28th in the video, in the context of the video. Hey, what's up? In the context of the video, this was the 28th. So 20th and then, 20th and 29th. So, this was him gambling throughout the night and somehow changing shirts in the bathroom of the casino, if we're supposed to believe that. But, and the fact that door logs had him up in that room that night for 2 hours. But, so, I asked a question to somebody the other day, with as far as this 28th goes, do you think the 308 is the only thing he fired over at that landfill? I mean, he was there, half an hour. You could pump out a lot of ammunition in a half hour. He could have brought all his stuff with him to that landfill. We have some time between his purchase of the 308 and his trip to the landfill, right? So he could have went back home, no problem. And then from here, could have went back home. He's got a 2-hour gap here before he goes to Mesquite. So we do have timing for him to be dropping stuff off, picking stuff up, stuff like that. So I just wanted to get that out, talk about that a little bit. That was 28. That's old news at this point. Again, I'm kind of on the 30th here to a point. The 30th is a nightmare. And again, looking at the door logs, this day is just a shit show. It's a total shit show. And let's see, this is 134. Let's go to 135 here. 135. So on the 30th, on 135, we had, let me see if I can find the day before this. So 30th on 135, we had all kinds of madness going on with this guy. We had him checking cards and stuff like that. See a breakdown of that. You pretty much go to the video before this and see all that stuff. All right, so we're on the 30th here. I believe I don't even know where I left off. To be honest with you, this has gotten so frustrating trying to deal with this stuff. Paddock removed his vehicle for valet, parked in Self Park. I believe I was after it was sometime at night that I started. I kind of gave up on this because this was starting to become a pain in the ass. Considering this is the page I was on, I'm guessing I was somewhere on this stuff. So the 205 stuff in the afternoon. 205, it looks like he just 1 o'clock, Paddock drove to Mesquite. So 205 would be where he removed his vehicle. And I think that's where I left off here. So at 2:50, so what, 3 in the afternoon, he took his vehicle from valet, parked Self Park garage. Again, that doesn't make a lot of sense because generally when this guy parked in valet, this guy, when he parked in valet, he usually had baggage with him. And in this one, I believe this is where he did not. So let's see, this is the 29th, I believe, as far as the narrative on this video goes. And let's see what we get when it comes up. And I realize there's no sound on it, but you don't need sound for this crap. You can see timestamps. And if it doesn't have timestamps, I mean, it's kind of questionable at this point. I mean, all this is really questionable. The cart. There's another thing, man. There's another thing. They were arguing. So this is kind of, look, I may not get any further into this actual report in itself, but where is what I'm looking for here? It should be before this, I'm guessing. Whoops. Damn it. Stop messing with me. Wow. All right. Where was that? All right. So Garzon. So I wanted to go back on this a little bit because on 29th, right there late at night, 11 o'clock, Garzon. I don't remember, and LVS say you may remember this. Because I personally don't. If you're still in here, Garzon came up there about 11 o'clock at night. Right, the Harvest Festival is still going on. I don't remember if Garzon was actually at the Harvest Festival or not, or if he was, attending it. On 29th, I believe that was Friday, so the Harvest Festival was already going on. That was the first night of it. You would have had the headliners about to hit the stage or actually on the stage at this time. Maybe he didn't like whoever was headlining that night. I don't even remember who it was. But there were a series of door interactions here at, let's see, 10. This is 10 o'clock on the 29th. So if we go back on the 29th here, on this door 134, the 29th, we got a series of interactions here at 10:52 and 10:53. So 10:52, 10:53. Garzon tried to get in that door 10:54. So this means, to me, at least the only way I can explain this, because of course this is all guesswork here, but this tells me that Paddock was looking at him, right? Trying to see who's coming down that hallway, who's walking down that hallway. 10:52, he opens the door, sees somebody walking. Who the fuck is that? 10:53, he opens the door again, sees where is this guy? Is this guy coming this way still? To me, that's kind of interesting because thinking of that, from that perspective, that's awkward. And that's the only way I can explain these two door actions here, right? Because they happened immediately before this guy tried to access his room 135. So the only thing I can imagine is he was looking out the door, trying to figure out who the hell was coming down the hallway. Now, that would indicate that this guy was super, super ultra paranoid. This guy was crazy fucking paranoid. And I don't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that this guy would be. But, the problem is if he's going to be in, 135, because you got to understand that the peephole camera, if that's all we had set up at this time, if the peephole camera was already set up at this time, then what we're looking at is this guy was in 135, saw Garzon walking down that hallway. I don't think that peephole cam had a lot of definition to it, but he sees him walking down that hallway. Now, you got to be ultra fucking paranoid, like super fucking paranoid, to see some guy all the way down towards the center core walking down the hallway and think, who the fuck is that? And then go into the next room, because you got a picture. I mean, I don't remember, but I think it took about 2 minutes to walk down that hallway, you know, at a normal pace, not hauling ass, not walking slow, just 2 minutes, right? So a lot of that fits, right? As far as this goes, 1054 versus the first door opening here was 1052. And then we go up to 1053, right? You open the door twice in this little period of time here. So I could see that being a thing. I could see at 1052, Garzon was in the hallway, walking down the hallway, but he would have been all the way at the end, right? And this is 134. He opened the doors 134. Here. So he's in 134. Now, that peephole cam was in 135. Peephole cam was connected to a laptop through a USB cable or some form of another of that. So I don't think that laptop was being carried over into 134. So what does this mean here as far as that goes? Did this guy actually see the guy in the peephole cam from 134 and then walk his ass over into 135? Or I'm sorry, did you see him in the peephole cam at 135? You know, over at 135 in the room, and sees the guy on the laptop. Laptop probably set on top of that bar, and most likely because the way it was set up, I don't know. I just get this feeling like that laptop did not move all that much, and so you know, the laptop sitting up on that bar or something. He sees this guy walk down the hallway, thinks, "Who the fuck is that?" And then runs over to 134 here. Opens the door, see who the hell it is walking down this hallway, because he's never seen that person before. Probably monitoring people in the hallway. I mean, I'm guessing, right? You're going to be monitoring people in the hallway if you're this fucking paranoid to see a guy walking down that hallway all the way from the very fucking far end and wanting to know who the fuck it is. Because he has no idea at this point. Well, he should have no idea at this point. This guy's about to open his door, or actually try to open his door. So that takes some level of paranoia. So 1052, you know, I mean, are we imagining that this guy was in 135, sees a shadow all the way down at the end of the hall, and then goes and runs into 134, opens the door, sees the guy still at the end of the hallway, and then at 1053 opens door again? You know, and at this point, Garzon may have actually seen this guy. He may not realize it, but he may have seen this guy pop his head out of 134. He may not have realized it when he was doing all his interviews and stuff like that, but yeah, he may have actually got face to face with Paddock at this point. All right, so is that realistic? You know, is that realistic? Because we know that he did some stuff in 134. We know that the snorkel was MacGyvered over there in 134. We know that. Well, I mean, the tube is in the trash can in 134, right? So that tells me that he probably did some of his work in 134 over there. So what I'm curious about, what I started thinking about, is it possible this dude had the cart in the hallway at this time? I mean, you know, I don't know at that time what time, you know, the maids are gone. Maids are done for the day. You're not going to have to deal with them. Nobody picks up the carts. And you know, I learned this when I went the first time over there. Nobody picks up those carts after a certain time, man. You know, I don't remember what time I checked in, but the cart had been there almost 24 hours in that hallway the first time I was there. And there was a, you know, cart sitting in the hallway. That cart had been there for a while, man. No one picks up these carts. You know, it's possible Paddock knew this, right? You know, because, well, you know, the maids have gone home. They ain't going to pick it up. Security's probably not going to pick it up. They probably don't give a shit. Who else is going to pick it up? Who's going to come up for this cart? 。  . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Yeah, I know. That's just my one visit. But I'm just saying, like, imagine that, right? Who's going to pick up that cart? Who is going to actually have to pick up that cart? If the room service has gone home, the maids have gone home, all that stuff's gone home. Who is going to pick up that cart? Security, I don't think is. I think they could give a shit. They're probably not even going to go up to that floor unless there's a door open, I guess. Maybe Garzon was wearing black that night. Maybe he thought he was a security guard or something like that. Maybe that's why he was doing that. So check this out, dude. Is it possible? And I know you know where I'm going with this. Is it possible this son of a bitch had the cart set up in the hallway before the shooting? Long before the shooting. Now, he could have brought it back into the room. He could have done all kinds of things like that because, that cart was set up. And it starts to make some things make sense to me in my head, right? Because something that's always bothered me with that cart in 134 is that he could only see that from the desk. That was what that was set up for, to see that from the desk. It wasn't set up to see it from the window. He couldn't see it from the window. Didn't care about seeing it from the window. So I believe that cart was absolutely pointless on the night of the first when he actually did the shooting. At the time he was doing the shooting, I think that cart was completely fucking useless. The cart in the hallway in 134, I think that one was completely useless. All right, just to clarify. So my thought here is on 29th here, this guy could have had the cart out in the hallway on the 29th. And, you would have got a little bit better of a view off of a webcam, I would think, than that stupid peephole cam that he had in there. And we never saw, I think we did see some footage in that HLN report of the what the peephole cam saw on one of the pictures of the laptop that was on the counter, but I believe it was aiming at the floor. I don't think it was aiming at the down the hallway. The one that was aiming out in the hallway was the one on the cart, was the webcam on the cart, and even that didn't have very good resolution from what I saw in that. And it's interesting, bro. I mean, I don't want to go into the HLN thing because I have to go into my own video and then I have to actually pull out images of that. But it's interesting on the HLN thing because somebody was kind enough to help me out with this last night. The in the HLN video, when you see the camera on top of the cart and they're looking down the hallway from the HP laptop, you can actually see the bullet holes in 129, which is kind of intense. No, I didn't. That's why I did what I did, just to have it, so that I could always pull screenshots out of it later. Even though of course it's a copy of a copy and all that sort of stuff. That's why I did that. But honestly, no, I don't have a clear copy of it. I just have what I put on YouTube for it, and I don't want to pay any more money for those guys to actually watch that stupid thing, because that thing was kind of hot trash, even though it had some clips in it. So that's something I wanted to kind of discuss and talk about here. Yeah, I know. But that's something I wanted to discuss, talk about a little bit, man, because this thought came to my mind last night. It's like, what if this son of a bitch had the camera sitting in that room the whole time, or sitting outside of that room the whole time? Maybe after a certain time, he could roll that card out, knew that nobody was going to mess with it. That plus at the end of the hall, right? What's anybody got to do? Nobody has business at the end of that hall. To come down there and take the initiative to take his card away. Good luck with that. Yeah, so nobody would be coming down the hallway. So I think it's completely possible that at this point, this guy was in 134 doing whatever he was doing, loading magazines, God knows what. I think the majority of those were loaded in 135, but the although he did just come back from the range, right? So he's got some empty clips. I would think he would have empty clips at this point. So you'd have to load some magazines at some point within the room. The but yeah, I mean, he could have been MacGyvering the snorkel setup weird thing, right? Which indicates that, you know, this guy took that entire blue hose, brought it into 134 at some point, did his little MacGyver trick, and then dragged it all the way into 135. Which I guess those things are light. It's not that big of a deal, but that's still kind of awkward and strange when he had a perfectly good desk in 135. But you know, he didn't necessarily. I mean, honestly, this guy could have had the baby monitor set up on top of that cart, and maybe that baby monitor wasn't picking up enough stuff, and he didn't like it, so he stopped using the baby monitor, and that's when the ANRAN system came into play. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but this here, I'm just thinking out loud that I think it's completely possible that this guy had the cart out in the hallway and either had the most likely had a very long USB extension with his laptop. I mean, I guess he could have even had it on the floor because he only had one cart, I believe, at this time. Yeah, I believe he had one cart at this time. Night of 29th. Let's look. I believe second card came into play on the the first? Yeah. So second card came into play on the first. So he only had one card at this time, right? So that means he would have put the cart in the hallway, or even just the camera by itself. I guess that's kind of strange, but you know, put it in the hall, put whatever in the hallway, and then had his. I'm guessing put the card in the hallway. I think. What you think? Being seen, the camera being seen would be too risky. I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, because you know, it's the only way, personally, for me to explain what went on here, as far as the you know, the 10:22 p.m. doors open from the inside. That is a weird event. That's a strange event. For him to randomly be doing that 2 minutes before this guy tried to open his door. So the only thing I can come up with, yeah, no problem, no problem. Well, I mean, you know, if you're talking about risk, dude, all you're doing is you're putting a camera in the hallway. Um, I mean, I guess, yeah, you got a room full of guns, but man, you're bringing all these guns up. But you got to feel pretty safe, right? You're at the end of the hall. Ain't nobody got no business at the end of that hall. So somebody walks down the end of that hall, man, there better be some business going on there. Well, I mean, like I said, you know, this is all predicated off him being ultra paranoid, like super paranoid, not just normal, like, you know, hesitation, just like super crazy fucking paranoid that, you know, something's about to go down. Um, that's the only thing that makes sense here, because, you know, what I'm going off of here, the only thing I'm going off of here is this 1054. That's it. That's all I'm trying to figure out. This 1054. And then these 1052 and 1053, doors open from the inside, doors closed, doors open from the inside, doors closed. And he throws a deadbolt like way fucking later, which I don't know, you know. This was, I believe, time he was leaving or something like that. I don't remember. I went into that, but this stuff gets confusing as you go down the rabbit hole. But I'm just looking at these entries right here. So you got 4 entries right here, 1052, and then 1053, which really the only thing that matters here is the door is open from the inside. Of course, it's going to get closed. You know, but the doors open from the inside, 1052, 1053. And then at 1054, we have the no access to this room. We have someone trying to get into his room. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. In reality, that's it. That's all this is. You know, this one interaction. And I went over it the other day, but I glanced over it, man, because I was tired, and going through this whole damn report is just driving me nuts. This is like hitting a brick wall every day. But The only thing that I can explain with that, the only way I can explain that is that this guy was paranoid to a point. I mean, he's going to be paranoid regardless, but he was paranoid to a point, and at 10:52, he is out there scoping out the hallway. So, I there's no way for me to explain that, other than him trying to figure out who this is coming down that hallway. Unless we're willing to accept that it took Garzon longer than 2 minutes to walk down that hallway for some weird ass reason, possibly, I don't know, sitting in front of the door, digging through his pockets. Maybe the guy's drunk, can't find the card, something of that nature. Yeah, I was on YouTube TV. So what you can do if you want to do the HLN thing is you can, it's not like the regular YouTube. This is not like normal fucking YouTube. This is YouTube TV. So if you go online, let me see if I can do this. Watch this thing dox me the fuck out like it likes to. What was it called? I can't even remember what it was called. What was it called? HLN, lies, crime, and something, I think. Lies, crimes, and videos, right? So we go to this bullshit. And here you go. So CNN creative marketing, love that. It is a CNN thing though, so it's not much we can do about that. YouTube TV, so you can go on this. You got to have a subscription. You can watch it on there. And then what happens is you get a free trial, which is 5 days. So the deal with the 5-day trial is this: you cannot sign up to the thing and cancel it immediately, because what happens is as soon as you cancel it, they take away your access to it. So what you have to do is you have to subscribe to it, watch the damn thing, and then unsubscribe from it, because this thing is super expensive. I don't know, it's like $60 or something like that. Stupid, like a month. So these guys are basically trying to take over the cable corporations at this point, or trying to take some money out of their pockets. So it's really not worth it. YouTube TV is definitely not worth it. Now there's Hulu as well, but I don't know how much Hulu costs. So, there's that. But again, watch it first. Yeah, you probably could. I mean, me personally, I'm not, usually down for stuff like that. I don't have a lot of the technical skills to be doing stuff like that. So anyway, that card, the only person I think that would have seen it, that you would have had a problem with, was this room right here, right? Whoever's in this room was at 133, or actually would this have been 130? Let's see, 130. That's 134, right? So that probably would have been 133. That's a dead. No, this would have been 133 because they built it with the stairways involved. So 133 would probably be that room. So the only person you'd have to worry about on a general basis here, as far as seeing this thing as they walk out of the room, is 133. These people, the alcove's up here a little bit, if I remember right. These are not doorways, I don't think. The doors would be up here. So that's a weird map, man. I don't know. I don't like that map. But so for somebody to see, something like this with the cord going into the door right here, would be this person right here. Now, if he'd been scoping this out, he may know that there's absolutely nobody in that room. So, to me, that's a possibility. But not necessarily sure. So, all I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to explain, like I said, You know, 1052 he opens the door, 1053 he opens the door. Why is he opening that door? You know, is it because this guy is walking down that hallway at that time? Uh, yeah, 132 again. 132 is a little down the road, right? So you know, like I said, this is kind of trash right here. They don't do it justice because there'd be an alcove. This would be pushed in slightly. This would be pushed in slightly, and then we'd have one here, and then this would be pushed in slightly, and this would be pushed in slightly. So if you're talking about 132, let's see, so 134, 132 would be this room right here, but then their doorway would be down here. So there is absolutely no reason, unless that person has somebody, you know, staying on the 31st floor or something of that nature, for them to walk down this hallway. Otherwise, you know, all they got is a stairwell down here, right? So there's no reason for someone to do that. There's no reason for anybody to be down at the end of this hallway unless there's someone staying in this room right here. That's the way I see it. And so, you know, he sees people walking down this hallway. He's got, like I said, this takes a lot of paranoia. It takes a lot of paranoia for him to give a shit about every person walking down that hallway. About him being nervous about who his neighbors are. Because honestly, I don't think it matters who his neighbors are. But to him, it's hard to say if it does matter or not. Video of 133. Yeah, you know what? That would be in the video. And I don't remember. Actually, when they got that far down the hallway, did they show video of them clearing those rooms? I know they did show them clearing out the baby out of 129 and 130, but I don't know about 133. I guess it's possible, dude. You know more than I do about those body cams, bro. You know, but we could see, I guess. Click the link. What link? What are you talking about? You talking about this one right here? What are you talking about? The where'd you put it up? Because like I said, I don't know. You know, it's possible, but I'm just trying to figure out here. And like I said, I'm backtracking because I did this the other night, and honestly, it's just kind of being lazy. Link's not showing, dude. That's the problem. Let me see here. Let's see. There you go. Put you as a moderator. You should be able to put links in now. Let's see if I can. For some reason, though, this is jacked up. My hold on. Let me see if this works. No, it's not showing my comments. Why is it not showing my comments? Oh, what? I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to do that. What the fuck? So that's how people do that shit. Yeah, your links don't show unless you're a moderator. I just made you a moderator, so it should show now. But again, this is kind of becoming a pain in my ass here. So let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get this going. Because then I have to go to my own channel. To do this. Let's see if the chat comes up. All right. So, yeah, go ahead and put a link now, dude, if you got it. All right. All right. Let's check this out. Oh, my God, dude. You're going all the way from the beginning. Let's see. Let me put that screen here real quick. So you have a timetable on when we're going to be hitting this door, this particular door? Because see these guys relaxing in the hallway right here. Just chilling. That looks like 120 and 118. All right, so skip around a little bit. Okay, there's that's the back of the hallway. Still chilling, same place.
And what are they going to do? Breach the door?
And now they're all saying
Oh shit, we got the breach. We have breach. Nah, Link didn't jump to it. 122? Okay. Let's see. Let me get to that.
Hey, breach, come over and do our breach.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'm going.
You're the man, dude. You're the man.
All right, go. Yeah, guys, go back to the court. Go back.
Open it yet?
Everybody back here. Go back to the court. Go back to the court.
What? They didn't open it yet. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's go back. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, those are ours. Hold. Everybody there.
All right, where we at? We're at
Let's get this room.
or 119.
Do not move
Wake
forward.
up, fuckers.
Holding here. I got left big.
I got the other side, right side.
I got one coming out. One coming out.
All the way down, run.
We have a person coming out.
All right, so where are they? I can't see.
One coming out.
That
We're
128.
good. No, we're good. We're clear.
Is that dude that was laying on the ground there? It made him get up. It's messed up, dude. That guy had a good nap going. Stole the water.
Coming down. Reach up this door. Reach up. Guys, get in the doorway. Get in the doorway. Reach up.
Okay, this ain't it. Okay. This should be the chick with the baby, right?
You got it?
Police department.
Metro Police, Metro Police.
Let me see your hands.
Hands.
Hey,
Anybody else in here?
No, but there's a baby across the hall.
Okay, we're getting everybody out.
wake up.
Hey, come on. Let the baby and go out. He's right there. Go get the baby.
Be nice to the lady, dude. What's wrong with you? Manners? Hey, she gonna be paid for that towel. By the way, thanks for the link, man.
I know, I can't find it. It's right there. You get it
You
there.
got no one? Hold on, they're about to hit that door right here. So let's get an image on this one real quick.
One coming out. Civilian.
All the way to the end.
Run. Go run.
This dude's sweet stash right here. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm after
Watching
you.
Barney Fife when he was young.
Metro Police. Perfect. Are you alone?
Oh, will you look for a date?
All right, perfect. Should be fine. It's out the door and to the right.
Your shoes. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right, man.
Have a
All the
good-
way down to the end.
This is so messed up, dude. It's just messed up.
Hey, Pat.
Every room. Hey, do you guys have a master for this?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, now they're there. Now they're just hanging out in the
Come on.
hallway.
Come on.
Every room has been cleared.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Every room. Calm down for a second. No, that's our last one. Who's going?
We're making a
I'd go.
It's what you call chaos.
All right, go. Yeah, guys, go back to the court. Go back. Everybody back here, go back to the court. Go back.
Okay, these fools didn't get into the actual room. What else you got? Let's see. Again. Oh, man, what a pain in the ass. All right, hold on. Let me take this off because this is... StreamYard's is badass, man, but some of this stuff is just a pain in the ass. Because in order to pull some of this off, it's ridiculous. Let's see. This is the other link. You said 6:30. Okay, let me put that on screen. Let's go to tab. Let's see. Send share audio. Okay, here we go.
Okay, cross.
You said 6:30. Okay.
Go. Metro Police!
Wake up!
Metro Police!
Okay, so it's but we're about to. Oh shit! We got the wind blowing on the cart. What does that mean?
Metro Police, put your hands! Put your hands up!
Now getting shot fired at
Yeah,
Caesars
so
and the Bellagio.
As far as the bandits had this kind of
You all right, man?
020.
Way down to the end.
Give me a lid. I need a lid.
Hey, Pat. Every room. Hey, you guys have a mask?
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming up.
So I wonder if the LV and PD invested in door stops after this.
We're making the phone calls now.
Too many. There's too many options up there. There's too many others.
020.
All right, so we're still in the next alcove here. Wait, would this be 129 right here? Trying to think. Well, 129 was at the baby home, so that was the. I believe that store next door is out. This would be 131 that you just walked through. Look at that wind blowing. Where's that wind coming from? The windows aren't broken, right? Where's that wind coming from?
Here, start. I need 2 guys.
Wow, who brought the leaf blower up there to stage this? That's crazy. This guy's thought of everything.
Silver. Okay, they want. They want to check every door. Every door? Yeah. All right. Here's what I need.
Nah, see, he's not going in, is he?
Do 4-man teams, and we need one person with the key to stay outside. All we have is one key. We have one key right now. All we got is one. All of them should be fine.
We got one key.
If they're propped open, just hit them. If they're not, that was room 130, right? 130. Maybe left alone. Then we'll have half in there.
Yeah, he ain't going into 133 there.
What? What'd she say? Jesus! What the fuck?
They're everywhere, dude.
Long night for you guys, man. Very long night for you guys. Hey, was that wait. What was his name? Sottle or something?
What the fuck?
They're everywhere.
This dude? Who's this dude? He's the only security guard up here with these guys. He's got a little something going on here. I don't know what that is. His holster? What's going on there? Anyway. All right, so yeah, not seeing the inside of 133 right there, right? So I don't know if anybody was in there. You think Paddock would have known someone was in there, or if somebody was in there? I mean, was he monitoring this hallway that much? Again, this is all predicated off of him being paranoid and trying to figure out, what this single interaction here is on, well, not single interaction, a couple interactions. 130, you mean 133 was never cleared? Okay. Let's see. So that's weird though, right? Isn't that strange that they wouldn't clear 133? I mean, they had to have at some point. The guys were they had their hand on the handle, but the dude with the key was out in the next alcove down. So yeah, I think it was done after the breach. I'm guessing it was done after the breach. It looks like it was probably done after the breach, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's strange, right? Like I said, I just kind of wanted to go back to that because to me that was interesting. That kind of points to something possibly that could be interesting. This little 1054 interaction of the guy trying to get into his room, and the interactions before that, the 1052 and 1053 on 134 of him opening the door and closing it. Oh, they skipped 113? Huh. Oh, shit, that's suspect. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have to go through those videos a little bit better, I guess. But, man, that's hard living right there. Deal with stuff like that. But like I said, that was just this right here. I'm just trying to figure out what this meant. No. You're good, man. You're good. That's what this is for. I'm actually glad you're interacting with this because, I got a lot I could learn from you, for sure. But yeah, so this 1054 is that's crazy. It's crazy, and it's only crazy because of this right here. Now, if the guy never answered the door, never did anything, it wouldn't be an issue. There'd be nothing here, to look at. But the fact that this guy actually looked down that hallway, saw this guy at some point, most likely. I mean, if he actually stuck his head out that door. Shoot, can you imagine? Can you imagine if this guy had the camera set up on top of, and of course, this is just spitballing here. This is all crazy speculation. But can you imagine if Paddock had this camera set up in that hallway, sees this guy coming at 1052, let's say he's in 134 doing something. It could be anything. Could be, makeshifting up this, MacGyvering the snorkel setup, whatever. Because I don't believe at this point anybody entered the room after this, right? So this was, he was asked to be like the room's clean. He declined. And then, in the next one here, it's the Manly Beta Mesquite, gambled, moved his vehicle, observed waiting for an elevator. Again, dude, why the fuck you put that in there? Because they didn't put it in every single time. Manly Bay, so he had room service. So right here, he's got room service. So at that point, he's got to be a little careful. He can't be having cameras on carts. But this is at 1 in the afternoon, right? So 1 in the afternoon, he's got to rely on the people cam at that point because you're not going to have a cart out there while the maids are cleaning up. They're going to take your cart. They're going to steal your cart from you, man. So that's not going to work. And then, of course, then we end up with, all the bad stuff here. So, he never really had anybody. Well, no, he had somebody service the mini bar right here. So that was, that was 12:04. Oh, yeah, it's the afternoon. That's the afternoon. So that's fine. That's not a big deal. But he had a long... well, no, that was after. Okay, so that's after. Yeah, I'm screwing with myself here. No, it wasn't. Actually, that was before because this is on the 29th. I'm not on the 30th at this point, right? So this is the night of 29th. So imagine this shit, right? And like I said, speculation, man. Going into speculation here. Imagine this guy was MacGyvering that snorkel, whatever he's doing. He's doing this in 134. He's got the camera sitting on the cart outside in the hallway. And at this point, he sees this dude walking down the hallway, right? And maybe this isn't paranoia. Maybe this isn't to see who this guy is, what this guy's doing, what his business is in that hallway. Maybe he doesn't give a shit, who is in this hallway, who the neighbors are, who's staying in the rooms. Maybe he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Because like I said, that would be ultra fucking paranoid to keep track of that. And we've never seen any kind of notes or anything stating that he actually was looking down that hallway trying to figure out, writing down who was in what rooms were occupied, what rooms weren't, stuff like that. So I don't know if that ultra paranoid fucking scenario works, but just to argue with myself here and to point this out, what if the reason he was doing this is because he was afraid that he was going to get caught, right? What if he had this camera in that, out there, sitting out there, so he could monitor that hallway and see if possibly the police at any moment came to break his fucking door down, because somebody was on to what he was doing or what he was setting up for. Because this is the 29th, but this is the night of the 29th, right? So he doesn't have a lot of time coming between the time he's going to pull this shit off. He's got the camera on the car. What if this 1025 was opening the door to see if there was actually a person walking down there? Because at that time, all he sees is a shadow, walking down the hallway. And then at 10:53, he sees the guy, and holy shit, this guy's getting really fucking close, man. He's walking down this way and pulls the fucking camera out, man. All it would take, right, is, because the camera's probably sitting on top of the car. He did not give a shit the night of the shooting that he didn't cover that thing with the plate. That was, bits go later. So what if this thing was just sitting on top of the car, man? All it would take was him to open the door and just yank on that cord, and that fucker comes right into the room. And all of a sudden now all you guys just a blank fucking cart sitting in the hallway. What if that was the reason for these interactions? Because to me, honestly, every one of these interactions matters. Every one of these things means something. Everything was done for a fucking reason. Some of them I can't explain, but the objective is here to try and explain as much as I can through what they've given us. And, what they haven't given us, that then becomes a problem later. So these interactions here, I mean, is it possible that this guy has a camera in the hallway? He has the cart sitting in front of that door, because he knows at this point nobody's picking up that cart. Nobody gives a shit if there's a cart up there. I don't remember what time room service stopped up there, but if let's say room service stops at 11 o'clock, doesn't matter, right? They're not going to come take his cart. I don't think room service takes carts anyway. I think the maids take the cart. Could be wrong, but I'm really not too sure of that, but not sure whose job it is to take those carts away. So, what if, let's say at this point, he's got the cart in the hallway, he's got the camera on the cart, he's sitting there doing whatever he's doing over in this room right here. And then all of a sudden he sees somebody walking down that hallway in the camera. And because to me, it's hard to believe that the walk down that hallway took long enough for him to see this guy walking down that hallway. And this guy must have been walking down that hallway, I'm guessing at 10:22 or 10:52 would have been probably the earliest. Like I said, unless there's something we don't know about and this guy kind of just screwed off in the hallway for a couple of minutes extra. To me, it would have taken about 2 minutes to walk down this hallway for this guy. So this guy would have originated in that hallway about 10:52. So, then at 10:52, we have this right here. So that makes it a little strange, right? Now, can he see a person at the end of that hallway through the people cam? Can he see it through this camera? Because this camera, we do actually have a photo of this camera. And it doesn't even look like he would have been able to see him through this camera, which is the argument I would throw on myself if I was arguing with myself here, which is part of the insanity that goes with this thing. And then 10:53, is it possible that this guy, yanked the camera, took it back into the room, said, fuck this guy's getting way too close, man. I don't want him seeing this fucking thing. So to go with your argument of it's a hell of a risk, well, maybe he just had that camera in the hallway because he was in 134. Maybe just threw that camera out in that hallway when he's in 134. When he's in 135, he's got the camera at the peephole that he can kind of scope out and check out. And then he's got, I don't know what he's doing with the baby monitor. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck the baby monitor is. Let's see. I personally feel that most logical reason for the camera in the hallway was to monitor police response as it happens. It would most likely be the only way for anyone to make any advancement. You got cut off. But was it though? Was it? I mean, dude, my problem with that is, let's see. What do I have on the report here? Let's see. Where's all the pictures and stuff? Where's all the photos we got? So that's not the one I was looking for. Or is it? Wait, let's see. Nope, it's not the one I was looking for. Bullet holes. Let's see. Nah, you know what? Yeah, the pictures. Hold on a sec. Let me find this real quick, because I would like to argue with you on that one, because that to me has always been an issue, man. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So we're looking at this right here, man. This is the room. This is 134. So this is 134, right? So this is what we're talking about here, as far as this stuff goes. You got this room, and you got this here. Can you see that from here? I don't think you can, right? Most of this operation was done that he was doing. Most of this stuff he was doing. Now, of course, right here, I'm guessing with this alcove right here, the door is right here. We can't see that, of course, but I'm guessing that's where the door is. This door, I don't know why we don't see it. Well, no, because the door is up against this. It's flush with the end of this wall right here. So we don't see the end of the wall in this picture right here, this photo. So this right here, and I believe we do have some other photos of this. Let me see. I don't think right here we do, though. Is the problem. I don't think those photos are in this right here. No, they're not. So the problem I'm having here is with this is okay, so we got the door knocked down, right? So we get a little bit of an idea of what this room looks like inside. Not a complete picture, but we do get a little bit of an idea. Don't care about the middle picture, but well, I guess I do a little bit. So can you see this? What is this for? What is that computer for? Obviously it's hooked up to a camera in the hallway. Obviously that is what it's for. Got a little bit of tape on top because, it's Hewlett Packard. We do see a better picture of it in the HLN report, which, fuck, I don't want to go look for that because I think I did an hour-long video and finding it's going to be a needle in a haystack. You know what? Fuck it. We can. Because I think that would probably help here. Let me go back to YouTube here. Let me see if I can find my HLN thing here. And then from there, see if I can find my damn spot where that is actually at. Oops. No, I didn't want to do that. Damn it. Stop clicking on things. Let's see, release HLN story. All right, here we go. And real quick, let's see what we got here. Let's put this on screen. Well, actually, you know, let me see what I can. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for before I put it on screen, because I may not even find this. Is that it? That's okay. That's the cart. All right, so let's here. I'm gonna put this on screen because otherwise it's gonna bore the shit out of you with me just like looking up random stuff. So let's see. Share. We're gonna go into. At least I know I can't get a copyright strike for this because this is my own shit. All right, so here we got the cart from the room. We got the leaf blowers blowing the cart around. We got a bunch of cops in here, which they did a little bit of ghost adventure stuff here, which is kind of cool. Isolating voice.
Uh,
All right, you don't need to hear my voice again. Second time. I think most of the people that are watching this have watched this video at this point, because this actually did get quite a few views on it compared to most of my shit. Okay, here we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Right. So get an idea. Okay, so here's the door jamb. Here is the you know, of course, the plugs, the hallway. This thing's been moved. This has obviously been moved, right? And I'll say that because this was pushed all the way up against this wall at some point. These trays right here, these plates were up against this wall at an awkward angle. So it's almost like you push those. Dude, this guy had some coffee. What the fuck? He had coffee? I remember him more than coffee. Anyway, so this was up against the wall. These plates were at an angle. So, you know, obviously at this point, they've already moved this cart to a point. In the photos that we have of the from the report, I believe those photos from the report were actually taken before that photo there. Oops, let me go into window. Let's do this. All right, so here we go. So, okay, so here they're not up at the angle either. I don't remember where I got that photo from. I'm going to have to, I'd have to dig that up. But, you know, it looks like cart's pushed all the way flush against the wall here, as opposed to that last little scene there. Looks like the computer's flush on this table for the most part. On the other one, it looks like it's not as much. Let me see if I can. See if I can find it. I'm getting confused here because I got all kinds of stuff going. All right, so if we go to let's look at this again. So you look at the cart. You know what we're looking at here. Let's see. Get off this. You look at the cart we're looking at. Yeah, it looks pretty much flush right here. This looks like it's pretty close up against the wall right here. That looks like what we got as far as that goes. Then if we go to the HLN picture that we have, the screen cap from that, we can see, let's see, share screen. And I'm not going to share the video audio this time. So if we look here, you know, this laptop's like hanging off a little bit. And, you know, the cart looks like it's a little bit further away from the wall. Now, I believe there is a picture out there. I don't remember where it is or what where I'm going to find it. Maybe it's a preliminary picture. You know, in fact, I could probably look that up if we have a different picture on that. So let's see the preliminary report. I believe. Okay, this is the preliminary. Let me look real quick because I could be wrong on that. I mean, for some reason, I was always of the impression those plates were pushed up against that wall at an angle where, you know, it made it obvious that they moved it later. And of course, this preliminary is taking some time to load up here. All right. I said I'll show it to you if I'm right. If I'm wrong, then yeah, I'm wrong. can admit to that. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. So, so there's that. That's not what I'm looking for, though. All right, so here we come to the pictures. Start to get to these pictures. Let's see if that's the picture. No, it's not the picture. Let's see, I'm looking for 134. There it is. Looks like it might be the same damn pictures. Yeah, it's the same damn picture. So I don't remember where I saw that. Damn it. I'm kind of lost as far as where I saw that first time. Anyways, so, at the very least, this picture was taken later, obviously. I would think, obviously, I don't know. I mean, who knows? I could be reversed. This could be where it was when they broke in. But, this laptop is hanging off a little bit off of this ledge. It looks like this is a little bit further away from the wall than it is in the other, in the fit report. Let's see, let's stop screen. Let's go to share screen. Let's go to share screen. Share screen. This is a pain in the ass. And this. All right, so, it looks to me like, whoops. All right, so it looks to me like, yeah, it's hanging off a little bit. I mean, it definitely is, but not as bad as it was in the HLN, right? So these pictures were taken at separate times. What did it look like when Paddock was in there? I don't fucking know. So what we're talking about with this, and one thing that I've always felt that was the case is this laptop was pretty fucking useless, unless you were sitting right here in one of these chairs, or adjacent to it, right? Which that chair, I'm guessing he never used that chair. It's a lot of decoration stuff and porn star stuff in these rooms. So, sitting at this desk right here, maybe loading these clips, I don't know. Like I said, MacGyvering the snorkel, I don't know. Looks like he never really used any of these glasses or any of this stuff here. Doors are all open. Most likely that's from the LVMPD. This bottom part being broken, I don't know where that came from. Maybe it was loose during the breach. It just knocked it the hell down. I don't know if that had anything to do with Paddock. If he's hiding anything under there or whatnot. Of course, got the bullet hole right here. So anybody sitting in this chair was having a bad day that day if they happen to be there. So, so going back to this, and where I'm going with all this, because this is a very roundabout way of doing it. This thing, to what I can tell, had no line of sight to here. Would have been completely fucking useless. I mean, and thinking you're gonna see this little ass screen from all the way across that room. Now these rooms aren't very big. We realize that these rooms are not that big. But this bed is what? Probably is that queen or is that double? Yeah, double queens, I'm guessing. So how big is a queen? What, 5 feet? 5 feet wide, 6 feet wide? I don't even know. I could probably look it up, but so you got in fact, why don't we do that? Because usually it's double queens when you do stuff like this. When you do a room. So 60 feet by, 60 feet. Woo, that's a huge bed, man. That's massive. 60 inches by 80 inches, right? So, yeah, 5 feet. So, you got a good, let's see. I got so many windows open now. So you got a good 5 feet here. You got a good 5 feet here. Maybe 2 feet in between. Maybe a foot or so right there, which doesn't really matter because my guess is he was sitting right here on the edge of this bed while he was doing the shooting. I'm thinking. I don't think you're going to stand, full frontal in front of this broken window. I doubt you're gonna lay your 6-foot ass across a 5-foot bed with a gun that is gonna take up most of that space right there. Right, we can see right here, the gun is almost the size of the bed, dude. Some of these guns are fucking massive. So I don't see him laying across the bed. I think that's stupid. It's possible he was on his knees right here in between the beds, but man, the guy's got a bad back, dude. So leaning over his bed, I'm not too sure about that. And then if you're putting a tripod on top of this bed, it's gonna be bouncing all over the fucking place. I don't know if I agree with that. I think the more, I think what probably most likely would have happened is this guy would have sat right here on the edge of the bed because of the way the window's broken, and been, throwing shots down into the tanks. But can you see this from over there? I don't think so. The way this is up against the wall here, I just don't think so, right? I don't think this computer was meant for that. I think this computer, I mean, to be honest with you, just me spitballing here, and this is what I've always kind of thought, is that this computer would have only really been usable from this little area right here. It would have only had a sight line to this area right here or in front of the door. So that's just my, 2 cents on that. So again, when we go back to, this stuff, this mess, which I hate doing this stuff, man. Like I said, it's like hitting your head against a brick wall every day. But it's very masochistic. But when you're looking at 1052, 1053 right here, and then you're looking at this 1054 thing, what is the purpose behind this? What is the purpose behind these 2 entries? Because we know why the guy actually tried to get into the room. We understand that. That's unless you want to throw some crazy conspiracy at that, it's obvious. But it's 1052 opening the door, 1053 opening the door. What is the purpose behind that? And like I said, to me, could he have had this little thing sitting on top of that cart out in that hallway? The most noticeable thing would have been the cables going into the room, I think, at that point. But then again, I'm thinking you look down that hallway, this doesn't do it justice, right? Because let me see if I can find another photo of this. If we got another photo of the hallway here, which we do, it's just finding it is the issue. That's not the hallway. That's 134. I got to go back to the photos before the breach, though, to do that. Okay, so here we go. Right here. So you look down that hallway. Does this, really look all that suspicious? Does this look crazy to you? This little line right here is about all you're going to see, right? Because the rest of the cables are going to be hidden behind this alcove right here. And going into this door now, it's a little bit of a sloppy mess here because he's got the one underneath. So you got some cables coming here. This cable looks like goes down, comes down here, and then goes through there. Hell, man. Can you imagine if this guy took that vase and put that vase in front of this camera? And not saying that's what happened, but that camera is not very big, right? So let's look at. And again, this is wild speculation. I'm going off a crazy train here, which I don't normally do, but so we got the camera here, man. This camera's tiny. This camera's small. It's not going to be an easy thing to see. So, you throw that thing, instead of the camera being here, you put it right about here. Maybe put the vase over on the other side of it, man. So it just looks like a little black spot between the vase and the wall. You run the cables directly straight down into that room. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to see that thing unless they walk right up on your room. Now, of course, from the top, but, you got this little piece of combing here. I mean, molding. Is anyone really going to see that? You know, is someone going to notice that? I'm just spitballing here, but I'm just saying, man, it's to me, you know, I'm just trying to fit in these right here. And it's jacked up that I sat here and I talked for an hour and a half on stuff that I've already talked about. And it's only 10:52 to 10:50. It's 2 minutes. It's, well, minute. Well, no, 2 minutes, right? 2:52 to 10:54. 2 minutes. 2 minutes of this whole thing. And this is just insane to me. But I'm just trying to make sense of these door openings right here, what this guy was doing. You know, and again, originally I was saying, well, the guy opened the door because he heard voices down the hallway and he saw the guy coming down the hallway. So he wanted to know who the hell was coming down that hallway. But I don't know if that's the case, man, because the guy would have been all the way at the end of that hallway at that point. Right. And through that little ass people cam, I don't know. Again, I don't know what kind of resolution you would have had on something that small. To look 100 yards and see something 100 yards away. Now, you know, I don't know what kind of resolution you got on this Logitech cam, which I think we kind of do. We see that in the HLN story there. And if I can actually find that, I will. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, doesn't do it complete justice, I don't think. But it does. It's interesting, right? So let's look at this, because somebody pointed this out to me last night. This isn't something I found. This is something that got pointed out to me. So here's the HLN, and if you, which I'm not going to do here, but if you zoom this in on this, actually, I wonder if if I click on this, I don't even know. But this HLN thing. This is the camera. This is the Logitech camera. This is most likely when they took the plate off of it, because you don't see the plate up here. It's sitting on top of the cart. I believe this is the cart. I'm willing to bet money on that. There's this is the hallway. This is the combing in the hallway. And so, am I on the right? Yeah, I am on the right one. Okay. You know, and this is about what, I don't know, 2.5 feet up, maybe 2.5 feet, 3 feet, something like that, up the hallway. So this is definitely sitting on something. This ain't on the floor. There's no way this is on the floor. But the interesting thing about this picture, and if you kind of zoom in on this a little bit, it looks like we have a bullet hole there. Looks like we have a bullet hole there. Looks like we have a bullet hole there. And so this would be 129, where the guy pumped 11 rounds into that alcove, which, I mean, it's pretty impressive, right? That's pretty impressive, because if you think about, I mean, it's hard for me to explain this shit accurately. It really is. But being there, you know, is, you know, being in one of those rooms very similar to this, I don't think we have a picture facing down the hallway. Yeah, we don't. I don't think we have a picture facing. Yeah, we don't have a picture facing that direction, but we do have this. And am I set up on the other one for this? No, I'm not. Okay, so I gotta take this off and put it back on. Well, before I get to that. A couple of things. Internet Explorer. To me, this looks like Internet Explorer, although someone was telling me that it could possibly also be a VPN. They're saying they got a VPN logo that looks a little bit like that. Not sure. This here to me looks like his files. Looks like a file folder. Obviously, this is a program that's running here, this camera program. This almost looks to me like a YouTube symbol, but I don't think it is. I think it's part of whatever program this is connected to. I'm not sure, because they look very similar. So that was just, it is what it is. But this is a newer picture. Hewlett Packard, obviously, that's what they said in the report. They got that right. We got tape over the camera up here. So yeah, this guy had a little bit of paranoia going to him. So as far as these go, these holes right here. Oh, that's Cortana. Oh, okay. Right on. I'm glad you said that, man, because that's awesome. So, but it does look like we got a hole right here, hole right here, hole right here. I think there's one down here that you can kind of see, and then there's looks like there's a hole right here. Let me see if I play this real quick, if it gets a little better. I don't think it does though. I think that's
Own
about
type
as
of
good as you can
surveillance.
get.
So he knew an officer.
Oh well, they did zoom in on it at the end there. Oh, thank you guys for zooming in.
Top of the cart, but yeah, I guess it could still be on top of the
Look,
cart
hear
here.
myself talk.
Yes.
That's great. It's always.
I don't
great
know. It's
hearing
hard to
myself
tell.
talk.
It's hard to tell.
Own type.
All right, so that's about the closest we're gonna get on this timestamp. I don't think there's. What do you mean timestamp? I don't think there's a timestamp on this. Yeah, I don't think there is. So yeah, again, bullet hole. I thought I saw something here in the picture I was sent. Again, if you watch this yourself, you'll probably see more of this. Looks like a bullet hole there. It looks like a bullet hole there. It looks like a bullet hole there. And I think it's possible there's one there, although that could be part of whatever the hell this is, this surveying equipment. Oh no, it's a ladder. That looks almost like some surveying shit or some shit. Anyway, so bullet hole, out it goes. All right. Now, again, this is very hard to. This is very difficult to actually explain this. This ain't gonna be the right one, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. This is gonna be very hard to explain, but of course, this is the card and all that sort of stuff. Let me get as close as I can on this. So we don't have any photos facing out from here that I know of. I mean, maybe we do, and I'm just missing them right now because I'm going through quickly here. But we don't have any photos that I know of coming out of this room facing the hallway. The majority of the bullet strikes were on the dummy door, the door it's knocked down right here. And so this is 133 right here. Of course, the stairwell. Timestamp within the duration of the HLN document. I don't know what you're asking me. Not sure what you're asking me. Like, what time was the show done? Like, what's the timestamp on the or do you mean what they're trying to say at that moment? What the when that was done? Are they saying that was done during the investigation, or that picture was done? I don't know. I don't know what you're asking here. But what I was trying to get into here, real quick, is if you can clarify the screenshot they show of the hallway. I have no idea, man. But obviously, in that screenshot, they were doing the investigation, right? You got a ladder in there, you got all kinds of stuff going on, so they're probably pulling out the bullets out of the alcoves at that point. Oh, that's what you're saying. You know what, man? I don't know. Let me see if I could find that for you. Real quick. So before I get totally sidetracked here, because I don't mind getting sidetracked, but yeah. Shooting out this door, majority of the holes were right about here, about this level. And actually, they're about this level because you see the holes right here. So they're about, head level. This guy was shooting from the top there. There's there's a very limited, very limited amount of the alcove that he could see from this angle. Very limited. You know, the line of sight is actually amazing when you're there. And what this guy did, you know, how many times he hit that wall was absolutely insane. It was absolutely insane. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. Let's go back to that. This is probably the last thing I do. I didn't even get any progress here, man, because, you know, like I said, I've been talking about this for the last couple of days with people, and just things have been coming up as we're talking. So I'm not going to share the actual audio on this because you don't need to hear me talk again. Let's see. Do I actually? Because like I said, this is my video that I did. I'm trying to see if I pause it anywhere where you can actually see the well, it was right after a commercial break, I can tell you that much. Oh shit. It was after one of the commercial breaks. But there were a lot of commercial breaks in this thing. So I'm not really sure. And in my video here, it's about halfway through. If that tells you anything, I don't know if it does. And if I go back to it, because I'm about to go back to it, I don't know if, see, we don't have any timelines on this. I mean, that's, okay, so there you go. You can look for that. That would be what I would, you know, what I would tell you to do is look for that right there, 11:20 p.m. when they come back from commercial break and they show that. That's how you find that. As far as that goes, on my little video here, I don't know, it's at 1:07, an hour and 7 minutes in. Shit, I talked a long time on that one, man. That one's crazy. But I love the Ghost Adventure style of you know, going through the audio on this. These guys, okay, there you go. This is 30 minutes in, right? So it's a 44-minute special. This is 30 minutes in. So I would say you're probably looking about 28 minutes in, 26 minutes in, something like that. So that would give you a timestamp on that, I think. But anyway, so yeah, I've rambled on enough. You know, and of course, you know, I didn't get to a lot of progressing through this report, but you know, that's kind of the nature of this BS here. This report sucks, and this definitely is a testing of my patience doing this. But yeah, it's 10:52, 10:53. That's crazy. I mean, we do have other stuff, I guess. I think this 954, I think I had a problem with as well. I'm not going to go back on that because it's just too much of a pain in the ass. Why he threw his deadbolt 11:46, I believe he was taken off at that point. No, because he released deadbolt a few minutes later. 10:54, 12:51. Well, I'm on a different part of the report now. So, yeah. Why it took him 47 minutes to actually throw the deadbolt on that door, I don't know what he was doing. Someone tried to get into that 134, which is interesting, the next morning. And doors closed. So let's see. Let's look at it says 12 a.m. on the 30th. Let's see. So the 30th, 12:51 a.m. and then 12:52 a.m. and then 6:03 he came back. So he might have been gone at that point. I'm not even sure. What does the broken ass report say about that? this it? No, that's the shooting stuff. It's this, I believe. Let's all right, so 30th. So what time is it? 6 o'clock in the morning. Paddock returned Mandalay Bay of 4 suitcases at 5:56. And then 12:04, 12:15, he put up the do not disturb signs. Oh, they serviced the minibar right here. Okay, they did go into the room again on 30th. But of course, he would have had to, if what I'm saying is accurate at all, or whatever, this speculation that I'm going down, then he would have had to bring in those cards before room service showed up, because they would probably take the cart anyway, even if they're just not even servicing his room and they're just walking down the hallway. They'd probably take the cart as it is, anyway. When did this person try to get into the 134? At 3:04 and 3:05 a.m. So according to this, he wasn't there when that happened. And of course, like I said, probably wouldn't have left the cart there unattended. He probably would have been in the room when the cart was actually out there. So I don't believe he would have had that. Most likely this would have been for the peephole cam to monitor the people coming in and out of, towards his room and stuff like that. So I'm guessing she got caught on his peephole cam. And we do have a photo of that people can't. Well, yeah, we do have a photo of the people cam somewhere. Fuck it. Let's go a little longer. Let me see here, because now I'm interested. So we're on the HLN story here. Oh, I never even switched over. I'm sorry. Never switched over. So I'm talking, I'm rambling, and you guys are looking at. Well, no, you were looking at. Okay. Like I said, this gets confusing, man. I'm running like fucking couple screens here, so this is getting kind of crazy on me. What was I gonna look at, man? See, I'm getting so jacked up that I'm not even. I'm kind of losing my my concentration here as far as a lot of this goes. Yeah, I can't even remember, to be honest with you. My head's so warped around this stuff at this point. I don't even fucking know what I was going to do with that. I was looking at Krista Thornton trying to get into his room at 3 a.m. on the 30th, right? So either she was out drinking or she was at the concert. I don't know. The concert, I think, ended at 1 o'clock in the morning. But you can imagine, people are going to have a couple of beers or something like that, maybe in a bar or something on their way back. Of course, that's a walk right across the street. So who knows? I don't know if she actually attended the Route 91 or not. I think I looked her up at one point. I don't remember if I saw anything on that. So I don't remember why I was going to go back into this HLN stuff, though. It seems to me there was a reason that I was actually looking at this thing. And, that's always interesting, right? That's interesting. While I was talking about, let's real quick go into that too. While I was talking about the guns, and of course, again, we don't know everything that was on these guns. I've never seen an actual breakdown. People said that they have a breakdown in the report of some of the stuff on these guns, and I'm sure you got the foregrip, a lot of these guns. I remember somebody at one point saying that these foregrips were all different. I believe it's Howie that was saying that shit, at some point. And, after looking at this picture here, that one looks about, it's a different grip, of course, but it looks about the same distance as, say, that one, right? That looks about the same distance, maybe as this one. And that one maybe is a little off, but I don't know. I think they all look about the same. They all look except for this one. This one looks quite a bit different. But a lot of these look very similar, man. Like he had these set up to a certain certain point where it was comfortable for him. A lot of them do. We don't have whatever's on the tips of these guns. We don't have the muzzle breaches on these guns. We don't know what they are. I did talk to a guy that I would say is a gun expert, a guy that makes his own guns and does all kinds of weird stuff like that. He told me when he looked at these, he said, these guns are all crap. Showed him the report. He said, these guns are all garbage. He said, if you're, he said they're middle of the line. They're not total trash, but he said, if you're actually a gun person and you're actually into shooting, he said that these guns are just basically middle of the road junk. Said if you're serious about shooting, this isn't something. These aren't, you know, guns that you would take. Even the Zig Zauers, right? Zig Zauer I always thought was like one of the crazy guns. They were really super expensive, and I guess at one point they were, but in 2017, 2016, before that, I believe sometime before that, they changed their manufacturing over to China, and they're like everything that's built in China at this point, the production quality dropped dramatically. So they became kind of a junk gun. But, you know, he was telling me that most of these guns, nothing special. There's nothing special about these guns. You know, I guess a couple of these blue ones look fancy, but no, it says nothing fancy about these guns. As far as what's on the tip of these guns, you know, let me see if I can run you up a video while we're talking about this. And let me see if I can find a YouTube video that I've watched in the past to show this point. So, of course, let me see if this is the one. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. So I've sent this to multiple people at this point, and you know, I know a lot of people don't like to deal with the guns themselves, and but you know, for anybody that watches this, I just want to put this out here. So this is, of course, you can see AR-15 flash hider shootout. This is a person who's testing out various flash hiders on these guns. Let me see if I find where he starts to do the testing. All right. Okay. So, you know, there's very little lighting in this, and I'm going to play a little bit of this. Of course, for copyright purposes, I'm going to have to pause it a lot, but this is what we got.
One photo, and that's taking some of the ammo variability out of this. This is pretty flashy ammo, but maybe every one in like 7 rounds just really doesn't flash very much, even out of a bare muzzle. It didn't seem fair to average 3 light meter readings. So instead, the meter as well is capturing the brightness peak for all of those 3 shots. And the final number that you see in lux, that is the brightest moment for each flash hider for all of those 3 shots. Now, I'm not doing slow-mo video because it doesn't really work for this. You get this rolling, developing flash front, and it extends across multiple frames of video.
Look at that. That is muzzle blast. So, you know, that's what this guy is doing. This guy is testing various flash hiders on guns.
Capturing the entirety of a flash in a single photograph really gives you a better idea of what it looks like in real life, and it shows every point of brightness and flame all in a single image instead of across multiple images. I think that covers it, so without further ado, here are the results. And again, please follow that link in the video description to see all the stats on each flash hider, size, weight, price, my opinion on machining and finish quality, all the graphs, etc. They're down there. But the results, the photos, well, you're looking at them now, all in alphabetical order.
All right, so of course we're talking about, you know, why we don't see muzzle flash the night of the shooting, right? That's what this is all about. Some of these guns, like Daniel Defense, right? That's something I think he was big on. He had a lot of guns made by Daniel Defense. I think he showed that to Look at that. No flash whatsoever. None. That's crazy. And you look at this. This kind of almost looks like something he had there that night. But not all of them. They were all different on these guns that Pt.8 had. Great stuff, right? So, you know, it's very well possible you weren't going to see flashes. Not from these AR-15s. This is an AR-15. So the AR-10's total different beast. Is he gonna shoot these things or no? Let's see if it actually shows him shooting these things. Because you get the idea, right? Like this. You're probably not going to see this from the ground in any cell phone footage whatsoever. Let's see if he's actually shooting these. I thought he should. He's not even showing himself shooting these guns. So some dummy's going to come in here and say, oh, that's Photoshop. Yeah, I had one where they're actually firing these things. Let me see if I can find that. All right, so he's saying he's doing tests. So let's see if he actually shoots these things. Come on, come on. Actually shoot him or no? No, looks like we're not. I know I had a video at one point that the dude was actually shooting these things. And let's see, how long is this one? Alberta.
Hi, Stephen Caleb here with Brown.
Nope, this ain't it. Come on, get back to the search, bro. Oops, no, don't want to do that. Sorry for all the confusion here, but if I could find this damn thing, there was a good video where the guy was actually shooting the guns instead of just showing you what it looks like. Let's see if this guy's actually shooting these things. No, it looks like he's not. Is this it? I know I have the link somewhere.
The gang has been doing more low-light shooting lately, and it only took 1 or 2 trips before we decided to completely give up on compensators and muzzle brakes, or as we started calling them, cunt comps and D-bag brakes. Muzzle brakes produce a ton of concussion to the sides of the gun, which is awful for you or anyone else on the range, and they tend to create a lot of muzzle flash. The concussion isn't as bad outdoors as it is indoors, and you could always just suck it up. But it's harder to just suck it up when it comes to muzzle flash.
Yikes.
Okay, so another thing he just brought up, there was another thing my gun person brought up, is when they have a couple different types of attachments you put on the front of these guns as far as muzzle brakes go. He just explained a little bit of it, but you have flash hiders, and then you have I don't know what they call the gas things that shift the gas, it vary the gas that's coming out of the front of the gun. Then what that does, that changes a little bit of the the way the gas is exhausted, which changes the way that the gun kicks back, right? So change the kickback of the gun. You can actually limit the amount of kickback you're going to get on a gun.
I understand the appeal of shooting an AR.
What I'm trying to find is there was a video.
The other thing I like about StreamYard is that if there's ever a glitch...
Watch ads.
Firing.
So this is a comp. I don't think this is actually for hiding the flash necessarily.
Firing.
Do you see that? I mean, of course, we have light here, so this isn't zero light, that he's doing this in, but this is very low light, right? So we kind of get an idea of what is possible with some. Oh, there's another one. We got a lot of light there. Whatever you see here is probably going to be visible for some range, I would think. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a cigarette lighter right there. That's insane. Did you guys see that from the ground on a cell phone cam? Nah, you can see that. You probably can see that with your eyes. Wow. Definitely. So, basically this is all
the fine folks at Commando Store recently got in a supply of Mountain House MCW surplus ration. And they emailed me to see if I wanted to try some. I don't know about you, but I never turned down.
But anyway, so, when you're looking at, when you're talking about seeing muzzle flash, and we don't see no flashes and stuff like that, because that's another argument that's been coming up recently as far as I'm concerned. When you talk about people seeing muzzle flash, stuff like that, oh, we don't see no flashes, so if a flash doesn't exist, you must quit. That's not entirely accurate, right? There's an explanation for that. And if this guy was a gun guy and Pt.8 was doing actually a little bit of research, because it didn't take me all that much research to find this, simple YouTube search found this. If he was doing even a little bit of research, man, he could have figured this out himself, right? And, and as I was told, there's two different types of muzzle brakes. There's the kind that does hide the flash, and then there's a type that, the main reason behind them all is to push the gas in a different direction and do different things with the gases that are being emitted out of the front of the gun. So, and every muzzle brake would change the velocity, I guess, of the gas. I guess that's the fucking point. Some of these brakes look exactly the same as far as when you're talking about a flash hider versus something that just pushes the gases in a different direction. They'll look almost the exact same to the naked eye. They just have small variations within them that change the, like I said, the velocity and the gases that are coming out of the front. This could be, useful for a couple of ways, a couple of things as far as I think Pt.8 is concerned. Because when people are talking about these things being so difficult to fire and having such a crazy kickback, this does change the kickback on these guns. And that is kind of the point of some of these, is to actually change the way the gases shoot out the front of the gun so that it either causes less of a kickback or changes the way in which the gun kicks, as opposed to, up, side to side, stuff like that. They're not all flash hiders, of course, but you know, it's very well possible that this guy, he needed everything to be fairly fucking uniform. And he, you know, because he's going to fire these guns off one after another, he can't really have something so crazy different that it's going to give him a different experience, right? Because as we saw earlier with the guy testing out the bump stock for the first time, you know, it's not the easiest thing to fire, or at least it's not the easiest thing to get the rhythm on. So one thing I guess you can do, I would think you could do for these various guns is, you know, throw some kind of muzzle brake on the front, right? And that would change the way the gas are emitted. It would change the kickback on the gun. It would make it easier to fire, I would think. But then at the same time, you want everything to be uniform, right? Because you have all these different types of guns, and you want them all to be fucking uniform when you're firing, so that you know, it's fairly easy, and you're not going to have a lot of break in rhythm. So I wouldn't think you were going to change the gassing on these guns very much. But what you could do is you could throw a muzzle brake on every single one as a flash hider, and of course at that point you're not going to see anything from the ground. So if this guy didn't want to be seen, at least for first couple of volleys, it would have been very simple. It would have been a simple solution for him to put, you know, some kind of flash hiders on the front of all these guns. They wouldn't have to be uniform at that point, because they're really not affecting the kickback of the gun. They're not going to affect your shooting. They're going to affect the light that is emitted out of the front of the gun. So when it comes to that argument, we don't see muzzle flash. You're probably not going to. You know, you may see a little bit, because as we've seen, there's variations on these things. See, this guy had all kinds of different guns up there. He had all kinds of different attachments on these things. So it's possible, yeah, that you're going to see it, but it's also possible that you're not. So that is definitely a possibility. And I just wanted to show that, because that's, to me, that is important to the argument of why we don't see muzzle blast within all this stuff. So anyway, I think I'm going to kill that on this. I've been talking for like 2 hours, man. I'm getting tired of talking. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll do another one later. I don't know. I haven't decided. I got some time in my hands. I got all kinds of time in my hands. So, yeah, have a good day, everybody. And stay safe as always.